Hey guys, welcome back to another video, and today we're going to be taking a look at my Robert Zemeckis collection. This video was requested by Isaac L. Gamma 7877 and Nate Vlogs 1297, so thank you both for the suggestion. And without further ado, let's get started with the VHS. We got Back to the Future. Here's the tape. Print date is the 48th week of 1989. Another Back to the Future. Here's the tape. Print date is the 29th week of 1994. Who Framed Roger Rabbit? Here's the tape. Print date is September 18th, 1997. Back to the Future 2. Here's the tape. Print date is the 18th week of 1990. Back to the Future Part 3. Here's the tape. Print date is the 20th week of 1991. Back to the Future Trilogy box set. Here's Back to the Future. Here's the tape. Print date is the 44th week of 2002. Back to the Future Part 2. Here's the tape. Print date is the 44th week of 2002. Back to the Future Part 3. Here's the tape. Print date is the 44th week of 2002. Forrest Gump. Here's the tape. Print date is the 11th week of 1995. Castaway. Here's the tape. Print date is 32nd week of 1996. Now on to the DVDs. We got the Back to the Future trilogy. There's Back to the Future 1, Back to the Future 2, Back to the Future 3, and the bonus disc. Back to the Future, the complete trilogy. There's Back to the Future, Back to the Future 2, and Back to the Future 3. Back to the Future, the complete trilogy with the glow-in-the-dark slipcover. There's Back to the Future, Back to the Future 2, and Back to the Future 3. Forrest Gump. There's disc 1 and disc 2. Castaway. There's the disc. The Polar Express. There's the disc. Beowulf. There's the disc. Mars Needs Moms. There's the disc. We got Beowulf on HD DVD. There's disc 1 and disc 2. Now onto the Blu-rays. We got Castaway with the Deadpool slipcover. There's the Blu-ray. A Christmas Carol. There's the Blu-ray. And the DVD. Now on to the 3Ds. We got the Polar Express with the lenticular slipcover. There's the disc. A Christmas Carol with the lenticular slipcover. There's the 3D, the Blu-ray, the DVD, and the Disney file. Mars Needs Moms. There's the 3D, the Blu-ray, the DVD, and the Disney file. Now on to the 4Ks. We got Who Framed Roger Rabbit. There's the 4K and the Blu-ray. Back to the Future, The Ultimate Trilogy. We got Back to the Future on 4K and Blu-ray. Back to the Future 2 on 4K and Blu-ray. Back to the Future 3 on 4K and Blu-ray. And a bonus disc. Back to the Future Trilogy Steelbook set. Here's Back to the Future. Here's the 4K, the Blu-ray, and the inside. Back to the Future 2. Here's the 4K, the Blu-ray, and the inside. Back to the Future 3. Here's the 4K, the Blu-ray, the bonus disc, and the inside. And when you put all the steelbooks together, you get this picture. And finally, the Polar Express. There's the 4K and the Blu-ray. Alright, so that's it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you have any requests on videos you'd like me to do, let me know in the comments down below. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and I'll talk to you on the next one.